Thank you for that very important question, because zero dose means a child who has not received any dose of vaccination since they were born. And the markers set by WHO, UNICEF and Gavi is to use DTP, pentavalent vaccination, which is for diphtheria, tetanus and pertussis, is usually used as a marker to find out if the child has received any vaccination at all, because that vaccination is supposed to be provided to that child within the first 6 weeks of their life. And if a child has not received that, there is every possibility that that child may not have received any other vaccination. So that's what zero vaccination means, usually for a child under 5 years. And it's very prevalent in the north, very high in the north, especially in Katsina, where Heartland Alliance is currently working in the last 2 years. Oh, that's a very important question, especially looking at the fact that we are trying to also celebrate the successes of vaccination programs, not only in Nigeria, but all over Africa, because since 1974, that the first DTP vaccine was received in Africa, it's been over 50 years of that effort in vaccination. And at some point, I think Nigeria, almost even achieved an end to diphtheria before it bounced back again, I think in 2018. So looking at where we are in Katsina and the effort so far, there is a lot of factors that contribute to that. And the most important factor is the cooperation of all the partners, from the funders to the government, to the communities, to the religious leaders, to the parents themselves, and the partners, and community-based organizations, because everyone has a role to play. And once there is a common understanding among the different partners, it becomes very, very effective, because once you understand your role and you play your role, it just adds on, and the success becomes unimaginable. Because even the issues around zero dose could be because of ignorance, either on the part of the parents or the parts of the religious leaders, or even reluctance on the part of the healthcare providers in those communities to link these children to, life-saving vaccination. So this secret, or the reasons for the success of this work in Katsina, is cooperation of every partner, including government, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, providing guidelines, WHO providing SOPs, and partners providing the technical support, and just parents making their children available. Interestingly, in the last 2 years, we've gone to churches, we've gone to mosques, we've gone to Islamic schools, just name it. Those are very critical in the success of any intervention, most especially the IEV. Remember that we started with identifying these children, then enumerating them. So we have a database of these children. So we use science, we use evidence to track the children that have been vaccinated, to also track those with zero dose, and then we design responsive programs based on their needs, because the need of child A might be different from the need of child B. So that understanding is very critical. So as you design interventions to mop up all the zero dose children, you need to understand the nuances around it. It could be cultural, it could be, faith, it could be technical, it could be a whole gamut of all other issues, which even includes attitude of healthcare workers. So I can go on, but the secret of our success in Katsina is the fact that we factored all of this beyond the technical issues, beyond availability of the vaccines, as it were. These are other critical factors based on science that has worked, that we have deployed in the state to make us successful.
All right, thank you, sir.
And it is to interest you to know that we've vaccinated, because you mentioned 50,000 last year. As of March this year, we vaccinated over 2.6 million children in Katsina State. One of the missing gaps is the fact that there is a lot of issues around trust. And once there's a trust deficit, you will struggle because there will be no... imagine what happened during COVID, era. Of course, we are not out of the woods yet as far as COVID-19 is concerned. But just imagine the number of people that refused to take COVID vaccine because they said somebody wanted to kill them, or somebody is injecting something into their system that will make them die young or destroy their reproductive system and all of that. So it's similar even with routine vaccination and other interventions in that direction. So to address that issue of trust between parents and service providers, between service providers and the government, between the government and partners, there is need for a lot of transparency, there is need for a lot of accountability, and there is need for a lot of clarity in terms of standard operating practices, guidelines, step by step, what you need to do to be able to ensure that no child, who is eligible is left out of that, vaccination exercise. So partnership, I can go on and on to talk about partnership as it is very critical to the success of any vaccination program. Even the scientists that do the research, the producers of the vaccine itself, there is a whole network of stakeholders that are involved. Even the logistics and supply chain management, you need to have trust that the vaccine will retain its integrity, right, as it is transported across several miles to the location. You need to also trust that from the cold room, from the stores to the community, to the households, the ice packs, the vaccine carriers are in good shape, and so on. So there's a lot that is involved in having a very successful vaccination intervention. So I think what is critical in sustaining the gains that have been made is for the state to take ownership of the response and intentionally invest in making sure that all eligible children are immunized at the right time. There has to be a lot of awareness. There has to be a lot of education. There has to be a lot of, transparency. And in recent times, we can actually use, AI opportunity, use of technology to, that have predictive analysis, to be able to track even the virus itself, so that we'll be able to nip it in the bud to prevent, transmission, to prevent the spread, and to Also, early detection is also very critical. We have to promote reporting, of cases, and also rapid response, by the Ministry of Health and other relevant agencies. So I think the major thing that will help us sustain this is to continue to ensure that every stakeholder does the needful part time, all to ensure that every eligible child is identified, is vaccinated, and is sustained.